At the office, Greg keeps making drawings instead of working.
I have a picture in my head of a place.
Call from his daughter, Emily, who first asks how he's dealing with his shoulder injury. Greg confirms he's been taking his medication. Emily asks him to come to dinner to celebrate her graduation. However, Greg's relationship with his ex-wife isn't good, and he's afraid he'll ruin the dinner. Instead, he offers to take Emily and her brother out the next day. Afterward, Greg calls the pharmacy to refill his prescription, but they tell him he's already exhausted all his refills. After taking his last medicine, Greg leaves for a meeting with his boss. When he walks away, the wallet visually glitches for a moment.
I'm sorry you're having technical difficulties.
At Bjorn's office, Greg is told he's being fired due to poor performance. At first, Greg is in shock and doesn't know how to react, but when Bjorn touches his shoulder, he snaps and pushes him. Bjorn accidentally hits his head on the desk and instantly falls dead. Greg panics and hides the body behind a curtain. He then quickly leaves the building and goes to the bar when he meets someone who changes his life. Inside the bar, Greg meets a strange woman named Isabel. She already knows who he is and mentions the incident with his boss, even though Greg hasn't told anyone.
Interesting view. Your next step is extremely important. You do not want to spend this life in prison.
Isabel tells him that she created this world and that it's not real. She claims Greg is special like her and that they're not supposed to be in this simulation for too long. Isabel promises to help him and makes a gesture with her hand, telekinetically causing a hanging object to fall and hit a man. She explains that if Greg helps her with something, she will use her abilities to change Bjorn's death to look like a suicide.
The world is simply light bouncing around your neurons. It's manufactured and malleable. You're free.
It doesn't make any sense. Bjorn was happy. He wasn't depressed. It's not possible.
The most likely cause of death is suicide.
It's realistic.
How much for this?
I'll give you $60.
Done.
ID.
I don't have a wallet. Can you use yours? Can she use hers?
40. 10.
No foul play? Do you see what that says?
Yeah.
Huh?
You are officially free.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I will get out of your hair now.
That's it? So eager to walk out the door.
No, I'm not. Are you cooking something?
Just stir fry. Nothing.
Well, do you have any extra?
To your innocence.
Innocence. I do feel bad about Bjorn.
course you feel bad.
Well, because he was, he was not a horrible guy. He could be actually a pretty nice guy sometimes. He let us wear shorts sometimes to work, in the summertime.
No, I understand. I mean, I understand how you must feel. You killed a nice guy that let you wear the shorts. And you think it's real. But you know what? You just have to observe the feeling and then let it go. I want to show you something really cool. Take this lighter, and you see those candles over there? Wave it at the candles. Well done. Oh, it wasn't that hard. Now try to do it without the light. You like that?
Are you kidding me?
Beautiful. Well, bravo! Now that you've created such a fantastic atmosphere, shall we dine? Do tell me about this dream home.
It's just this persistent fantasy that I can't shake where I'm always drawing this abode that's on a peninsula and I completely get lost in it.
Show it to me. You have the drawings? Let's see. I'm impressed. It's very precise.
Well, that's the thing. It's easy for me to do the detail because I see it so clearly in my mind. Right there's the path that leads out to just sort of like a little room that just has a great view of these mountains here.
You love the pool.
Yeah, that's part of an old ruin. And can you see the hotel right there as an observatory?
The Hotel Pleiades.
Pleiades. Yeah, that's a cluster of stars. In my mind, it feels real. I can see it.
Greg, where do you think this is?
Where is it? Well, it's right in the brain-powered mind of Greg Whittle. What?
And who's this?
Kind of forgot that one was in there.
That is me. Look at her face. You drew me. Greg, this is not a fantasy. This is a real life. Outside of here.
No, come on. How can that be? But you know that... How
Let it
did
be
you...
bigger than your comprehension. You're my guy.
I'm your guy.
You're my guy. Kiss me.
Meanwhile, Isabel and Greg go rollerblading and have fun knocking people over by using their powers, even the elderly. Greg is hesitant at first, but Isabel teaches him that nothing matters, because it's not real.
Feels as if the fun sweeps away. Looking through these eyes.
Once everyone is down, they kiss in the middle of the ring. In the bathroom, they take more yellow crystals and end up getting naughty in a stall.
The fun sweeps away the shame.
On their way out, they steal clothes from the coat stand. Outside, they watch themselves getting arrested. Suddenly, they're in the police cars, and the people in the stolen coats are just two hobos. At the police station, they get their pictures taken, but they refuse to tell the cops their names.
Isabel! Hey, ask me if I gave them my name.
Greg starts spending more time with Isabel, relying on the yellow crystals. He becomes dirty and homeless.
Let's go find Kendo and get the amulet refit.
Isabel goes to buy more crystals, and Greg is left alone. At this moment, his daughter Emily finds him on the street. She had been looking for him for days. Emily tells Greg she's worried about him. She gives him a phone number written on paper and asks him to call her so she can help. Greg appears confused and emotional but doesn't immediately react. Later, Isabel returns and sees Greg holding the note.
It's my daughter.
Oh, ignore her. She's not real.
Why would you say that?
Because it's the truth. What do you want me to say? I'm not making this shit up. Let's just get off the street and have some of this.
Actually, I don't think I want any. I don't think I want to have any special powers right now.
Fine, don't. It's not like anybody's twisting your arm or anything.
Oh, I'm not saying that you won't.
Think you can just walk through my neighborhood tax-free?
Oh. Don't worry about me, huh? I'm fine. I don't know about you, though.
Don't walk away from me.
Isabel, here, give me one of those. Yeah, people make mistakes. I made a mistake. Don't make me beg. Isabel, please, come on.
Hey, that's free. That's all we have. You know. Look at you! You're like the telekinetic warrior!
The next morning, Greg wakes up in the tent alone and sees that Isabel has posted his drawings around the space. He finds the phone number and calls it from a public phone, but reaches Emily's voicemail. When Isabel returns, she gets angry that Greg called Emily. She says Emily is not real, just part of the simulation, and that contacting her was a mistake. Greg is confused and torn. Isabel says she has a plan to end all doubts. They'll take blue crystals, which are stronger and will allow them to fully wake up from the simulation. She takes Greg to a dealer who gives her 2 blue crystals. They both inhale the crystals. Greg wakes up inside a futuristic laboratory. They are both lying inside pod-like chairs, connected to a large machine called the Brain Box.
Dr. Clemens, you okay?
Yes, we're Kalian. Don't panic. We ejected the Brain Box on purpose. Dr. Whittle formed an unhealthy attachment to an FGP.
Technicians come and disconnect them. Greg is disoriented. Isabel tells him that this is the real world. The other world was a simulation used to study how people's minds react to negative conditions. She says Greg had been in the simulation too long and started to forget what was real.
It got so bad. I mean, pollution was to a degree that people would just drop dead on the street.
She tells him that they're in a near utopian future. Problems like war, poverty, and pollution have mostly been solved. Isabel takes Greg to their shared home, a high-tech house overlooking a peaceful ocean. Inside the house, Greg sees that the drawings he made in the simulation were accurate copies of the real world. He still feels confused and doesn't remember this place. Isabel tells him they're a couple and that they used to work together on the Brainbox project. That night, they attend a gala celebrating the Brainbox. During the party, Greg wanders off and sees a vision of Emily calling to him. Isabel finds him and warns him not to give in to the simulation's after effects. She believes it's not fully disconnected and tells Greg that he needs another dose of blue crystals to purge the leftover effects. They go back into the simulation to get more blue crystals. Inside, Isabel visits the same dealer, but this time she kills him when he refuses to give her the crystals. She runs out with a bottle of blue crystals and meets Greg. Police are now searching for them. Back at their tent, Isabel realizes they only have one dose of blue crystals left. Greg tells her to take it and leave. He offers to be killed, insisting that if this is just a simulation, it won't really matter. Isabel hesitates. At that moment, Emily arrives again. She finds Greg and begs him to come with her. Greg tells Isabel to go and gives her the last blue crystal. Isabel uses the dose and disappears from the simulation. Greg runs away and hides in a public bathroom. Police search for him, but don't find him. Finally, Greg checks into a rehabilitation center. During a session, he admits to a counselor that he believes Emily is real.
Greg? In this house, there's no stigma for what you're going through. Every person on this planet can relate to wanting to chase bliss. It's an open forum, so you can say anything you want. We're here to listen.
This woman says she's my daughter. And I believe her.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry I'm late. I saw these flowers on the side of the road. I thought they looked nice.
You're not late, Dad. You're here.